I love you so, so much.
It's been so long.
So close, no matter how far. Couldn't be much more from the heart. Forever trusting who we are. And nothing else matters.
I have to get home.
I have to find him.
It's a broken world, Richonne. Till my last breath, I am yours.
I felt him. I still feel him.
You're the love of my life.
And nothing else matters.
Welcome to NocBro Nation.
Welcome back, guys. Jarrell here.
And I'm Josh, and today we're here to talk about The Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live, episode titles, and some news from Gimple.
Yes. So, as you guys have seen all over social media, the X Sphere, formerly known as Twitter, the premiere, they did the Walking Dead Ones Who Live premiere recently. So, just had an amazing event in LA. Everybody showed up, tons of people, tons of other cast members. They watched the first episode of The Ones Who Live, and what we hear, everything is going great. I think the embargoes have been lifting, potentially, or they're lifting soon. So a lot of writers are going to be giving their views and stuff on what they've seen because they're able to watch the entire series, but they're still restricted to only provide certain details and, of course, not spoil stuff. But we wanted to go over to the episode titles that they released. They only released episodes 1 through 5. The final episode is a surprise.
Yes. Should we do it threes since they kind of...
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll have to do it in threes.
Episodes 1, 2, and 3. Episode 1, Years. Episode 2, Gone. Episode 3, By. Years Gone By.
Yeah, so it's kind
That's
of
awesome.
mirroring a little bit of what the first episode title was, which was Days Gone By. So now it's Years
And
Gone
it makes
By.
sense because years have gone by.
Almost a decade, guys. Think about that. Rick's been gone almost a decade.
Yep.
Or just over a decade. It's unreal. And that's why we're so happy for this show to come back, to get Rick back to tell this story, because if we would have had to wait for 3 movies, dude,
I think...
it wouldn't be till like 2030.
And I think
you know?
interest would have probably waned by then.
Yeah. And it'd be really hard to have The Walking Dead as a movie. I just don't know if it would do that well.
Yeah.
You know? But either way. But Years Gone By, yeah. So I a lot of fans were kind of split 50-50 about this. They kind of wish that maybe the first episode was just titled Years Gone By instead of splitting it up. But I think it's going to be good. I think they're going to do it in a way where, years. So the first episode, we're going to see kind of some flashbacks of, what happened to Rick, what he's been going through the years. Gone, you can kind of point it as, something is gone. Or not, I wouldn't say something is gone, but like just gone in a sense, like he's gone from his family, he's gone from this. I don't know how really they're going to structure it. But.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if they cut between Rick and Michonne.
Mm-hmm.
Cut to Rick, then cut to Michonne, and are they going to do that like a half? Is the first episode going to be primarily Rick, and maybe at the end Michonne? Is it going to be flipped? Like,
right.
We don't know what the format of the episodes are going to be, but
yeah, pretty cool though. So the next 2 episodes 4 and 5. Episode 4 is titled What We, and episode 5 is titled Become. What We Become. These are things that we have heard many times in the show, what we have become. So I think those 2 episodes are going to be really cool. Just try, because they haven't released the plot details, and even if they did, we would definitely want to do a video for you guys, but most times with those plot details, they can give a little bit too much away.
Yeah, we're not doing a video on that.
And they haven't released them, which is good. So
I don't even want to see that.
Yeah, it helps with not giving spoilers away. Yeah. So I think those 2 episodes will be interesting. What We Become, I think that's going to be probably starting the turning point for Rick, Michonne, trying to find each other if they haven't already, trying to get back with each other.
I mean, episode, we obviously referencing, Michonne and Rick. So is episode 4 the episode where Michonne finally finds Rick?
Well, it could also mean maybe for others who are in this, maybe Rick is trying to rally others. Like,
No.
what? We.
No. It's only about Rick and Michonne.
Yeah, it is about only Rick and Michonne, yeah. And then, of course, guys, episode 6 is to be announced. That if they haven't released it, the title probably has a pretty big significance.
Homecoming.
Ooh, homecoming. Yeah, returning home.
Sweet.
I don't know. It's something significant that they can't
They're not
announce
going to
it.
do that.
Yeah, they can't say it.
Yeah.
Or they can't show it because it would
Alexandria.
Ooh, yeah. They'll probably release the title after episode 5. After episode 5 releases, they'll release the finale of episode 6, because then that begs the question. It kind of rolls into the premiere information of Scott Gimple. He hasn't fully confirmed whether or not there's going to be a season 2. He did mention that he does want to do some big, massive crossover event, basically bringing all these shows together back into one. And we've talked about this before. How are you going to do that with all the different timelines? Dead City is 5 to 6 years after the finale in years-wise. Daryl Dixon
is in France.
We don't know what timeline it is. It's after the finale, but how many years? And he is in France. And Scott Gimple also gave a tease, potentially, that there could be a season 3 of Daryl Dixon.
Oh, God.
It's not confirmed by AMC. This is just what Gimple had come out of his mouth.
Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that he's still in France in season 3, right?
Not
He
necessarily.
could take his people and come back home. So,
But if he comes back home,
then it's The Walking Dead again. It's not Daryl Dixon.
right? That's what makes it weird. So I mean, maybe that's just Gimple's mindset. Like, he wants to do a season 3, but they may not do it. Of course, it's not confirmed anyway. But he mentioned, Dead City season 2 is going to be filming here soon if they haven't already. But the big thing that really caught me that I wanted to mention was the whole massive crossover event, bringing all these shows back together.
It drives me nuts.
How are you going to do that?
It drives. So we do need some type of conclusion with CRM. Right, in this universe.
Yeah.
And something tells me that after the ones that live, or the ones who live, we're still going to have a, what I call, quote unquote, CRM problem, right? CRM's still out there, yet big bad CRM is still out there. Yet we have our survivors and someone like Rick, who probably has seen how terrible they are. And we all know what kind of person Rick is. Possibly wants to annihilate him or annihilate CRM, right? And take care of CRM.
Yeah.
Especially after what they possibly did to him. And he won't want that to happen to anyone else.
Right, because they could try to come after his home. They can go to Alexandria, they can go to Commonwealth and try to wipe them out.
With that said, there's still something to take care of here in this crossover. But when you talk about bringing... Is fear included in that crossover? And if that's the case, I'm going to tell you right now, that ain't going to work.
No, I think kind of what he's mentioning is that he just wants these active...
the gang back.
He wants these active spin-offs to culminate into one big event where they're all together again.
Then I'll tell you what.
So The Walking Dead season 12 for 6-ish.
Then I'll tell you what. Daryl Dixon, those people better be related to CRM then.
Oh, the evil...
Yes.
Yeah.
Otherwise it makes
Madame Janae and everything. Yeah, it hasn't been confirmed, but I like we've said, that there has to be connections to CRM with the villains in Daryl Dixon.
And what's Negan's role play from Manhattan?
Right.
Yeah.
Because with the the big connection, especially with Daryl Dixon, is with Madame Janae, and especially that scientist. So the scientist, in a way, connects back to World Beyond and the finale of World Beyond with the stuff that was happening over in France. Now, we've seen variants in The Walking Dead. The Daryl Dixon is testing even more super variants, but they are bringing walkers from the United States and areas to France, and they're probably going back and forth. So they could be shipping these variants to different parts of the world to see how these variants work out and to then create more variants and, expand the freaking, the bloodline of these, of these variants. But
it's very CRM-ish.
It is, but that's the thing, though, is CRM, the CRMs isn't really looking to make variants. A lot of their testing has been to reduce the time frame to when you turn to potentially wipe out turning and almost have a cure. Yes, they do have the chemical weapon part of it where
but they
will just wipe out a community.
They want the cure for themselves.
They want the cure for themselves, not for everyone else.
And so my question is, and I think it goes back to my statement of the CRM better be Daryl Dixon. What I also meant by that is CRM better take care of the people, and like they better wipe them out too, right? Because you not only do you have you wiped out innocent people, right?
Yeah.
But you have to wipe out your competition,
right?
And you could make an argument that whatever we don't even know how big that group is in Daryl Dixon, but
no,
that's their competition.
They're
able to
large.
cross the ocean.
Yeah, for sure. I think the one holdup with CRM though is if you guys have to separate also the civic republic to the military. Now, the civic republic is the governed republic, which is the civic republic. They have, from what we learned in World Beyond, over 200,000 people in the civic republic. The military side of it is separate. We know that General Beale has 2,000 elite soldiers, but then how much of the other soldier factions, whatever they have, how big is the actual CRM? Now, we know how big they are. They're all over the country. So having a final battle with the CRM, they would need the Civic Republic to rise up and basically revolt against the CRM to help with the numbers. But
even
CRM,
that's not enough.
But CRM also has other places around the country.
Yeah.
Like, how would you really, truly stop them?
Cut them off at the top.
I mean, you got to start cutting off their supply chains. You got to make sure they run out of
You take
fuel.
out General Beale,
Yeah,
and you go from there. But
yeah,
I don't know, man. That assumes that that's the whole merging that he's talking about, right? Like a big battle. We've always assumed that it's been a battle between our survivors and CRM.
yeah. That's what a lot of fans have wanted.
Maybe it's something else. I don't know.
Maybe. And we could say maybe over the years, the Commonwealth has gotten more we've gotten more people, they've gotten more soldiers.
But they don't have air power.
But they don't have air power. And they don't have the power and resources as the CRM.
Yeah.
They really don't.
Not even close.
Not even close. So, yeah, I mean, with the story in The Ones Who Live, we know what it's theoretically going to be about. It's really about Michonne and Rick, and we'll see the underbelly of the CRM. But if Gimple and them and AMC decided, okay, if 6 episodes is it, this is what we're getting. This is it, guys. We're getting 6 episodes. That's it. If they decide, we can maybe expand this to another season. It's a limited series, so let's do it. What is the story then? Are we then going to still push out the Rick and Michonne stuff for another season, or are they back and then Rick is now deciding, okay, it's time for us to take them down?
You have to introduce the civic part of that. The Civic Republic part of that.
Civic Republic, yeah.
I think because Rick's got to be involved with that.
Mm-hmm. It'd be nice if they have it in
He's
this
the
series.
president.
Yeah. It'd be nice if they had it in this series, if we had some interactions between the CRM and
that is what I'm
governing
interested
republic.
About. We have not gotten anything from the Civic Republic yet.
Mm-mm.
Will we get it in this series?
That'd be cool. Something.
Some negotiation between them and General Beale. Like, what's the status of our agreement? Or, something. It doesn't have to be big. But I just think if you want to expand this world, I think you got to throw that in there.
Yeah, we got a little bit of it in the World Beyond. Now, what we learned in the World Beyond was that there was a 10 years treaty. So in World Beyond, that was the 10th year. So after that, the CRM kind of made a coup in a sense to where, because after the 10 years, the power is going to be going back to the Civic Republic. The CRM took over that power to help with the fall and help, bring things in order. And so they agreed that after the 10 years, that will then those powers would go back to the Civic Republic and governing bodies, however that works, and the CRM would just be kind of their
Who's the idiot that made that deal?
Exactly. So in World Beyond, what they did is they essentially expanded the treaty. They did something to where the military would still be having those powers, and they kind of, in a way, did a coup to kind of expand that, and that was part of General Beale and Jadis's ordeals and things. So it's kind of cool what we got in World Beyond. So it'd be kind of nice to see that in the series where maybe these governing bodies, I don't know if they have a president or whatever,
a panel
is meeting with Beale, and Beale is trying to explain his way out. Like, we can't give power back yet because we're dealing with blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
We're trying to protect you.
I'd love to see something like that
Yeah.
in this series. I just don't know if we will.
Yeah.
Is Rick going to question, because we know there's a conversation between Rick and General Beale. Is Rick going to question General Beale? Like, how much does Rick know, first of all, right? And then depending on how much Rick knows, is he going to question General Beale about that? Be very interesting. Or is Rick only concerned with getting out of there, which I would suspect he is.
Both. Yeah. I'm kind of getting a feeling that Beale and Rick are going to have a really interesting relationship. Beale maybe sees Rick as someone who could be maybe eventually Beale's number two. He sees the power in Rick, the resolve. He sees that people like to rally behind him. He can rally people, but he gets in trouble, of course. So Beale has to try to tame him as much as he can to get Rick to really feel like he needs to stay here and belong here. Now, he's been there 10 years already, but I think that's the relationship. So Rick is going to start getting not inside information, but he's going to start seeing what's going on, because we already know that he's joining Beale's elite group.
And
we
always
him in uniform.
assumed that he was joining because he wants a way out, and he sees the helicopter as a way out. That's my theory. But there could also be something behind that where
playing the part.
Rick is saying, hey, I got to join him.
Yeah. I got to join him to then...
Evil Rick.
To see what, to see what information I can get. You know what I mean? So, and we also have the relationship, in a way, the friendship between him and the one girl who's also in the elite group. And, that's the one scene that we got in the trailer where she's like, well, you showed me that I can't ever get out of here.
It's like Luke going to the dark side.
Yes.
Evil Rick.
Evil Rick. So, yeah, guys, I think, it's... Ones Who Live, it's going to be an interesting series. If this is all we get, 6 episodes, all right, let's go. Let's get them home. But I think in the end,
if it doesn't end,
the CRM is not going to end in this series because they're just too big.
Yeah, you're not going to finish that in 6 episodes.
No.
And if Rick doesn't get back to Alexandria, this series is not finished, in my opinion.
Exactly, because... he's not home again. What's the timeline?
Yes, he's reunited with Richonne, but he's not home.
Daryl Dixon's not going to be there if they're planning on doing more seasons, and he's going to be over in France. He won't be there, and that's where this whole culmination of what Gimple wants to do is, okay, how many years are we jumping so you can merge all the shows back together where everyone's together? How many years are we jumping for this? You're going to have to jump. You're going to have to time skip.
Yeah.
Because you have different timelines in all 3 shows.
I've said this so many times, I think, but you can't have a best friend look for this dude for 8 some years and not have them reunite.
And not be there when he then gets back. Yeah.
So it almost makes me wonder if Scott Gimple painted himself in a corner here and was like, I got to have a series with Daryl Dixon because of the popularity of this character. It's going to make us a lot of money. But I also have a Rick Grimes, Daryl Dixon problem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right.
Huge problem. And it's not even just Daryl Dixon. I mean, you got to think of Judith, RJ. He's never met. I mean, everyone else, yes, but the bigger ones
are... Judith is another big one.
RJ,
I mean, I don't know
Judith
how I
Daryl.
keep forgetting Judith, but yes, that's his daughter.
Yeah.
Well, quasi.
It's his daughter. Yeah.
Is it?
It's his daughter. And the son that he has no idea about.
I know, dude. It's just...
Yeah. I'd say the biggest are Judith, RJ, of course, Michonne.
Again.
And Daryl.
If he does not make it home, this series is not over.
It's not done. No, it's
the story's not done, not the series. I'm sorry. The story's not done.
Story's not done. Yeah. But that's the biggest question is, and Scott Gimple didn't really say much about it, but I guess people were kind of determining some of his words that he was saying, that he would like a season 2, but I don't know if they've written it that way. That's the thing. Like, you can't say, oh, I want a season 2, but okay, well, how did you write season 1? If you wrote season 1 to be, that's it, 6 episodes, that's it, then there can't be a season 2, because however the finale is going to end, you're going to have to is there going to be like an alternate ending? Like,
you know what we're going to get, right?
What?
We're going to get Rick on a walkie talking to Judith and RJ.
Oh, yeah.
And Daryl.
No,
and that's the end.
Daryl's too far away.
Through a walkie.
Can't hear it.
Reunion through a walkie.
Reunion for a walkie? Oh, that would suck.
No.
They
won't do that.
I'd take it, but it would suck.
No, I would not take that.
Yeah. Again, yeah, guys.
They're not doing that.
Yeah, the CRM, that's a storyline that probably will never end. They need the Civic Republic people to rise up to really start taking the CRM down, cutting off all their supply chains, hiding all the fuel to where they can't even use their choppers anymore. And maybe there's still some remnants of CRM around, but they're not going to be as big. But you're not going to get rid of them because they're all over the place.
Well, he needs,
and they're governed by the
from a
Civic
producer
Republic.
standpoint. Gimple and a showrunner needs that kind of overall enemy. It's almost like, I hate to make parallels to it, but it's almost like the Empire. Mm-hmm. Like, they need that huge evil, that huge villain, that will propel them into a possible story for years to come.
Yeah, because
right.
You got to think the CRM is going to lie. Like, when word got around back to the Civic Republic about Campus Colony, Omaha, what do you think they were told? Yeah. What do you think they were told about how these communities were wiped out? Well, a horde came in, and that was about it. Oh, okay. But nothing about the CRM doing it themselves and putting gas in there and killing people, and then potentially wanting to take out Portland, your other community, which was saved, that we know of. But yeah, the CRM is going to lie on what they're doing. They're doing secret missions. They're doing covert operations to keep things away from the Civic Republic government body, from all the other civilians. And they're doing things behind their backs. And so it's until the Civic Republic gets wind of that and wants to do something about it, the CRM is going to continue on like they have.
Well, and another thing is they need the people to trust and believe in them. Mm-hmm. And when you lose that trust, then you get a rebel situation.
Yeah.
So I would suspect that to the Civic Republic, what the military is doing is still the right thing.
On behalf of the goodness.
They're fighting for us.
Right. And there's only a small handful of people that know of the evilness that they're doing.
And there's only one person that can change that. Rick Grimes.
No. Rick, Silas, Iris, everyone from World Beyond.
Dude, what if we got
Morgan?
What if we got
Al?
some news from Gimple that, like, some horrible news about those people that escaped? Iris and all them.
Oh, from the World
Beyond. They were fucking annihilated.
Like Portland was already
on their way.
The Portland was annihilated already.
They just got that
would suck.
Takes one helicopter, dude.
Yeah, just drop some gas. Boom. Yeah. That would suck if they confirmed that then eventually Portland was basically wiped out.
To have that type of resistance, and I keep making those parallels, right?
No, it's perfect, yeah.
You need a small amount of resistance to a big, over-encompassing villain, right? You need it to be just insurmountable odds that you're going to win to keep that story. Let's assume that Gimple wants to, do this story and keep it going for years to come.
True. Yeah, we don't know what their AMC's overall plan is. I mean, we have these 3 shows. Again, we don't know how long these 3 shows are going to last. Ones who live, we'll have to find out.
Could be done after this.
It's been rumored.
Series.
It's only 6 episodes.
Yeah.
We're getting 2 seasons of Daryl. We got 2 seasons of Daryl Dixon, 2 seasons of Dead City.
I just find it hard to believe we're going to end this show or this idea, this franchise, with a CRM still out there. right?
Well, I mean, if you look at it like Star Wars, like the Empire is never gone. I mean, the Empire was gone, but then what came after it?
That's true.
The First Order. That's true. So the evilness is never gone.
Is the First Order still out there?
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's like, but in the Walking Dead world, I mean, the CRM is the biggest military, just biggest community. Now,
Presence.
well, the Civic Republic is massive. The CRM does have a big military as well, but that's the driving force of the villainous is the CRM because they are everywhere. They can get everywhere, and they're doing a lot of crazy experiments.
We
'cause
have
they
not gotten
wanting all the
confirmation that
sciences.
they're out of the United States yet.
Nope. Nope.
It'd be nice to get that as well.
That's where we're kind of trying to connect Daryl Dixon
Yeah.
with more of the scientific variant stuff, but there's still no confirmation that CRM is even overseas at all.
Yeah.
So that would be nice to know. But
China.
yeah, I mean,
It's a lot of people.
a lot of people. God, what was the novel?
Oh gosh, it's right behind us.
Yeah.
Where is it?
I can't remember what it's called.
It's upstairs. I have it upstairs.
Oh yeah. It's called The Walking Dead.
no, wait.
It's called The Walking Dead Typhoon.
Yeah.
It's written by a writer who basically in this Walking Dead world was over the apocalypse is being written over in Shanghai, China. It's a lot of people.
Yeah. Billions.
A lot of people. That's that's a city.
I don't
Those
know
are
about
cities that
Shanghai.
you do
I'm just
not.
talking total.
Oh yeah, billions of people. Like, but Shanghai, like you do not want like you know in this
Imagine
world
an
you do not
outbreak
go into
there.
a city. You're not going that city. Freaking tons of people, bro. Like, wow, just filled with freaking hordes, man.
Millions.
Millions. So, yeah, guys, let us know your thoughts on the titles and some of the news from Scott Gimple and some of our thoughts that we were talking
This
about.
went a little too far.
You know, it was good discussion.
Good discussion,
It was good
yeah.
discussion talking about the news and Gimple because you can never really know what Gimple's truly thinking because he says stuff. Some stuff is right, a lot of stuff is wrong.
And he does
But-
stuff.
Yeah, he does
a lot of stuff.
Yeah, he likes to stir the pot, get people thinking about it.
That's true.
You know, but the biggest question, is this whole massive crossover event. Don't know how it's going to be done if you're going to continue making the seasons and we're going to be time skipping 20 years. And so then Rick is an old man. And then finally, so Rick is an old man and finally gets back with his best friend, Daryl, who's an old man.
80, 90 years old with a cane walking up to each other.
Yeah. 80 or 90 Daryl Dixon. He's got his vest on still. He's got some hair.
Yeah.
Rick, you're back.
That was good.
So yeah, guys, let us know your thoughts. Stay tuned for our reactions for The Ones Who Live. Premieres February 25th. I believe, haven't gotten confirmation either, but I still believe AMC is going to, for AMC Plus subscribers, they're probably going to still follow the same format of Daryl Dixon where the episodes will release early Sunday
The
morning.
Ones Who Live.
Yeah, for The Ones
Not
Who Live.
Daryl Dixon.
Well,
You
I
said
meant
Daryl Dixon.
similar to Daryl
Oh,
Dixon.
gotcha.
Yeah, so they'll release early Sunday morning. I don't think we're going to get early releases on Thursdays like AMC Plus used to do. I think they're just going to say almost like 24 hours or 16 hours ahead of the start time. Basically, midnight on Sunday is when they'll be released. So either way, that's fine. It works. But because I think when we started having that stuff early, it just spoiled it for a lot of people because a lot of fans that are overseas can't watch it unless they have like a VPN or something. They don't have AMC over there. They cannot watch it. It sucks because every time all I see in the comments is like from people in the UK, how can I watch my favorite show because I can't watch it here in
And
the
if
UK.
you're on social media platforms that remembers what you like and what you look at, you're going to get spoiled because it's going to be some of the first stuff on your feed, which is unfortunate.
It's unfortunate. So, but either way, let us know your thoughts, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, and we will see you soon. I'm Jarrell.
I'm Josh.
We're NocBro Nation.
We're out.